till the soul reaches your throat. Meaning you're about to die, you're on your deathbed, and now you're giving wasiyah, you're saying, give it to this madrasa, give it to this masjid, give it to this poor person, or give it to this orphan, or this widow. Right? At that time you can't, right? Because that money already belongs to your inheritors. Right? So it's too late by then. So that's why if you intend to give sadaqah, give sadaqah. Allah Ta'ala will help you, Allah Ta'ala will assist you. Right? So this is the most rewarding sadaqah when you give, when you don't want to give. Right? And sadaqah, for example, you give to somebody, and because of your sadaqah, somebody does something good with that. Right? Inshallah, you will continue to receive rewards for that sadaqah, inshallah, even after you pass away. So for example, you give to a madrasa, right? You give to a masjid, you give sadaqah to a poor person, whatever it may be, right? Now, because of your sadaqah, that poor person, he does something good, right? Or that madrasa produces ulama, or that masjid, of course, has many activities which assist in preserving the deen. Right? So all that, inshallah, you will continue to receive rewards for, even after you pass away. And this doesn't mean that you must give in large quantities or stuff like that. You can give, whatever is easy for you, right? Whatever you can give. Right? So this is all going back to continuing to receive rewards long after you pass away. And number 8, planting trees. Right? This is also part of Islam. Allah Ta'ala also rewards each of us if we plant trees. Imagine this. Right? Simple things, helping the environment. Right? At the same time, you're getting rewarded for it. Right? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Ma min Muslimin yaghrisu gharasan aw yazra'u zar'an fayakulu minhu tayrun aw insanun aw bahima illa kana lahu bihi sadaqah." Anyone who plants a tree, right, or any fruit, whatever it may be, right, he plants a tree, and because of that tree, birds, animals, humans, anybody, they partake from that tree, the fruits of that tree. All those people eating, or those animals eating from that tree, will be a means of sadaqah for that person. Right? So that person will continue to receive rewards long after you pass away, because generally lifespan of trees can be pretty long. So anybody who benefits from that tree, because of you, you'll get the reward for that. Whatever sustenance they receive from that tree, you also get the reward for that. So these are just a few things which a person will continue to receive reward for long after he passes away. And we should continue, and we should make firm intention, and we should make resolutions for this upcoming new year that will at least do something from each and every single one of these categories. Right? So of course we mentioned that the beacon of light firstly, and then those who Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself mentioned directly and specifically in the hadith. So we should be amongst those people. Amongst that, one important thing is sharing the information. I mentioned at the beginning that other people who benefits through that knowledge, right? That person will get the reward for all of that knowledge, right? Similarly, if you spread this knowledge, right, that you tell other people about this and how they can continue to receive rewards long after they pass away, inshallah, you'll get their rewards as well, right? So this is all simple ways to receive rewards. And of course, Allah Ta'ala's Jannah is not small. Allah Ta'ala's Jannah is not limited, right? It's not that, if you tell him to do a good deed, he'll get a bigger Jannah and you'll get a smaller Jannah. It's not like that, right? Allah Ta'ala's Jannah is big enough for all of us, right? So we should all strive and make firm intention that we will, inshallah, practice upon each and every single one of these, and make intention to spread this knowledge as well and benefit as many people as possible. Allah Ta'ala himself says in the Quran, وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ وَأُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Compete with each other. Compete towards the maghfirat of Allah Ta'ala, towards the forgiveness of Allah Ta'ala, because Allah Ta'ala's Jannah is humongous. عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. Its width is the skies and the heavens and the earth. أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. It's prepared for who? It's prepared for the righteous and those who Allah Ta'ala wishes to benefit, right? Now before I end off, I wanted to mention, yesterday was Jum'ah, right? Generally I say this hadith in Jum'ah, right? But this hadith, yesterday's topic was a bit different, and today's topic is a bit different. So this hadith, the muhaddithin, they mention, and the author of Mirqat al-Mafatih, right, which is the Sharh of Mishkat al-Masabih, he mentions that لم نسمع من الشريعة حديثا صحيحا مشتملا على مثل هذا الثواب. Right? We haven't come across, this is the muhaddithin, they are saying that we haven't come across any sahih hadith which has so much reward. Which has so much reward. So imagine this, right? Now pay attention to the hadith. Of course, it's a hadith related to Jum'ah, right? But if we make intention that, and we make resolution to practice upon this as much as possible in the upcoming years, inshallah, Allah Ta'ala will receive much and great amounts of reward. So Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, من غسل يوم الجمعة واغتسل ثم بكر وابتكر ومشى ولم يركب ودنا من الإمام فاستمع ولم يلغو كان له بكل خطوة عمل سنة أجر صيامها وقيامها. So Rasulullah himself, he says that on the day of Jum'ah, so again, this is for the day of Jum'ah, the person, and these are simple things, right? Simple things. Number one, a person, من غسل يوم الجمعة واغتسل, the person, he showers on the day of judgment, on the day of Jum'ah, right? He showers on the day, simple things, right? We do this all the time. We shower. A person showers, of course with the intention, right? Proper ghusl. Then he comes early for Jum'ah, right? Third, he walks to the masjid. It's the third condition of getting so much reward. The reward is mentioned at the end, right? So third is that he walks to the masjid. Now, right now it's a bit difficult, right? Okay, it's winter, it's below freezing. But of course, spring is coming up, summer is coming up, and a lot of, I think yesterday even I came about 11:30ish, right? I saw an elderly man walking to the masjid. He didn't have a car at least, so I assumed he walked, right? So if anybody lives close by, you can walk to the masjid, maybe 5-10 minutes. SubhanAllah, we walk to so many different other places, even in the freezing cold. People wait in long lines for different things, right? Of course, we all know, right? Now, so if we can make a bit of effort, inshallah, you will get so much reward. So the third is the person who walks to the masjid. وَدَنَا مِنَ الْإِمَامِ, another thing, which seems difficult, but it's not. He comes as close as possible to the imam. Right? Now, of course, there are many gaps. Today, it's not Friday, right? So you guys can all relax and stuff. But on the day of Jum'ah, come as close as possible to the imam. Right? And it's a simple thing, right? فَاسْتَمَعَ وَلَمْ يَلْغُ. The person, he listens carefully. Listens very carefully to the speaker. And he doesn't, وَلَمْ يَلْغُ, right? He doesn't play around. Now back in the day, in the hadith, another hadith is mentioned that he doesn't play with pebbles and rocks. Meaning at that time when you had sand and all of this. Right now it refers to playing with your phones, playing with, anything else while the speaker is speaking and other things, right? So while the person is speaking, you should pay full attention to benefit, because many times you don't have time, or many times Friday is the only day you can actually come and take benefit. So when you do come to the masjid, put your phone away and dedicate that time to Allah Ta'ala. Right? So these 5 things. I mentioned 5 things, right? Now I'll tell you the reward. For each step that person took to the masjid. Right? For each step that person took to the masjid, أَجْرُ قِيَامِهَا وَصِيَامِهَا. Right? He will get the reward of 1 year's worth of worship, and not my year, not your year. Right? The year of a person whose days are spent fasting and his nights are spent in the worship of Allah Ta'ala. Again, remember the statement of the muhaddithin, which is that there's no hadith, they haven't come across any sahih hadith which has so much reward. Right? So imagine this, for each step, 5 simple things. We all take showers, right? We all, inshallah, most of us are desi, so this might be a bit difficult, but we come early, inshallah, right? You walk to the masjid, come as close to the imam, and listen carefully. 5 simple things, right? 1 hour, 1.5 hour worth of time, right? But for each step that person took to the masjid, and let's say, inshallah, we have intention, right? Again, as I mentioned earlier, Allah Ta'ala is not cheap, right? So, for example, it's freezing cold, you're a bit elderly or whatever it may be, and you don't want to walk to the masjid, or you live a bit far from the masjid, right? So then, inshallah, take your car and just make dua, Ya Allah, please, I tried my best, and you fulfill all the other conditions, and you make dua, Ya Allah, I tried my best, but it's freezing outside, I don't want to walk. inshallah, Allah Ta'ala will help you. Allah Ta'ala will give you the word, inshallah, right? And inshallah, in that manner, subhanallah, maybe each tire spin will be considered as one step or something like that, inshallah, right? I'm just saying, inshallah, Allah Ta'ala will make it easy for us, inshallah, right? So for each step a person takes to the masjid, he'll get the reward of 1 year's worth of worship. It's amazing, right? So inshallah, we should all make intention, firm resolutions. Subhanallah, make resolutions to go to the gym and to go to different places, and inshallah I'll do this. Never pans out, right? But inshallah, if we make these intentions, that inshallah I'll invest in my akhirah. I'll invest in my akhirah. Allah Ta'ala will make everything easy for you, and Allah Ta'ala will make your lives in this dunya easy, and Allah Ta'ala will make your lives in the akhirah easy as well, inshallah. We'll end off here, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah Ta'ala give us all the ability to practice and make amal upon whatever has been said. Jazakumullah khair. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.
We can do Q&A or something?
Yeah, inshallah. We have Mufti Wasim here as well. Inshallah, we can also take benefit from his as well. So Q&A, anybody has any questions as well, they can definitely ask.
So you said that this hadith, the Sahaba said that this hadith has the most reward, mentions the most reward?
The Sahabi didn't say that. This is the author of Mirqatul Mafatih. He's a muhaddith. He wrote this book, which is the Sharh of Mishkatul Masabih. Right? So Mishkatul Masabih is a compilation of different hadith. Mirqatul Mafatih is the commentary of that book of hadith. And so the author of that commentary, he says this, that we haven't come across any hadith which has so much reward. Right? So this is a Sahabi or something, but it's still a great statement, right? So, inshallah. Nevertheless, the reward is definitely mentioned by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Any other questions? Of course, you can ask related to the topic or outside of inshallah.
And also, is there a mention about that the best charity is to provide education to somebody who's becoming a hafiz or something like that?
There are different times Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when he was asked what's the best form of charity, right? So different times he said different things. But giving charity or helping assist someone in becoming hafiz or alim or scholar, right? That's one of the best investments. One of the best. So, like I mentioned, right? The first thing I mentioned was becoming a beacon of light, right? The person because of him, other people do good, right? And that's literally the purpose of a hafiz and alim, right? He goes out and he propagates the Quran and he teaches the Quran and he teaches other people the Sharia and the Deen. Right, so of course that's one of the best investments you can make. Of course, into your own children, right? But let's say someone in the community, right? And this was the practice back in the day as well. What they would do, the entire community, they would sponsor, this hafiz or this alim. We send this student out, and inshallah he'll go and he'll study and he'll come back to our community and he'll assist our community in benefiting. Right? So now let's say of a family or somebody who's studying or and they need help. You go to them, you go to their parents or whoever it may be, and you ask them, or without asking, you tell them, or you give them some, or you continue to give them, helping assist them in and studying and their deen. So you're basically literally investing in your akhirah. That's a great form of charity, of course. Anyone else? Inshallah, don't be shy. Inshallah, I won't attack you or criticize you for your questions, inshallah. It's the same thing which my teacher, Mufti Hussain Kadodia, he mentioned this when we first came to class, sat down, and he's a master muhaddith, master faqih, basically like a mufti. Amazing person, mashallah. He came and sat down, he's like, I'm not like your teachers, your other teachers. I won't scold you if you ask a question or anything like that. So inshallah, similarly, no question is a dumb question, right, inshallah. So, Jim.
Can you throw some light on, when we do Qard Hasana, and how is that with respect to giving out charity and the differences and the pros and cons?
So, Qard Hasana is basically when you give somebody a loan, right, and they will pay you back, inshallah, right? But generally, it's of course, in Islam we don't have a concept of, or we say riba is haram, right? So now, riba being haram, we say that if you give a loan, it should it should be for the sake of charity. It should be for with the intention of reward. So when you give that money to the qard hasana, to for example a masjid or madrasa or whatever it may be, inshallah you'll get the reward similar to charity, right? Inshallah. Of course, if you were to give the entire money as it is to the madrasa or to the masjid or whoever it may be, right? That will of course be, great and very rewarding, much more rewarding. But also if you assist and you give somebody a loan, right, just to help them out, right? Inshallah, Allah Ta'ala will reward you immensely as well. Inshallah. And pros, of course, it's similar to charity, helping out a Muslim brother or sister maybe. Not really any cons, right? If Mufti Wasim wants to add anything at any point, inshallah, you can definitely add, or you can even move up, please. Please.
Liz actually asleep.
Yeah, I was just going to say we have a few minutes, so we'll ask Mufti Wasim. But I had one question for you, mashallah, you seem very young. Tell us something about yourself, mashallah, where you studied and what are you up to?
So alhamdulillah, brief background about myself. I'm from